Why did we do this?
Turn the pump off!
Probably more grouchy than we've ever been on a journey.
Hi, I'm Daz and she's Bee. We've had our motorhome since June last year and have already had many adventures and made plenty of maverick mistakes on our travels.
Our dreams of owning a home in France were shattered after Brexit. Then we failed to move somewhere more rural after our house sale fell through in the UK.
We bought Stampy, our 10-year-old motorhome, in the hope that we can live a life less ordinary and explore the UK and Europe with our kids and our greyhound Sammy whenever we can.
Please join us as we try new things, make memories as we escape in the motorhome.
So I've come along to Chichester Caravans to try and find some piping to fix Stampy's leak. And I haven't been here for about 30 years. Well, I've got great memories of looking around caravans, so I'm going to pass that on to my little man here today, my helper. That was good fun. So for about £8 I've got two 12mm straight couplers and a great big length of tube thanks to Chichester Caravans. So hopefully that's job done in terms of the leak. Okay, so here's what was in Stampy and this is what we're going to use to fix him. Now, some of the sharper folks out there might have realised I didn't actually need two joints. Instead of having two joints down here connecting to a short piece coming out the tap, that one piece with that one connection is all I really need. To be honest, is it almost too much though? I could probably cut a little bit off that. The question is now, when I turn it on, will it leak? I'm not taking any chances this time. Right. Let's turn on the pump. Assuming it turns on. Oh, okay. Turn the pump off. Sugar. Well, that's gone everywhere. Nuts. We'll be right back, folks. Right, I've just pushed that in, pulled it out to hopefully give it a tighter seal. They're rubbish, these joints. Right, I'm going to turn it on and off and see what happens. Brilliant, I've just made everything even wetter. Okay, I won't be doing that again. Good morning. As another day passes, we're ever closer to our next trip. And I've got to get this water sorted, otherwise this place is just a bed on wheels. So I've got some pipe cutters. And I'm going to try and square up the ends and see if that's the issue why it's leaking, and if it's not the issue I've got to shoot back to Chichester Caravans to get a different adapter so I can put some new tail pipes in, and then hopefully that'll fix it. Turns out it still leaks, so take 3. Just popped back to Chichester Caravans, you see in the background there, and I've managed to find a speed fit connection for these tailpipes that came with the tap. That should hopefully solve the leak. At the risk of cursing this, that seems to actually be dry now. That doesn't seem to be dripping. And the one down there doesn't seem to be dripping. All I've got is too much excess pipe. So next test is just to turn the tap on and see what happens. But of course I've got no sink, so I'm going to use this pot here to catch the water and then see if we've got any leaks when the pump primes the system again. Oh my word, I daren't say it, but I think it might be fixed finally. Yes, so a couple more tests I think before I seal this back up, because the risk of water leaking when I can't see it is just unthinkable. So, right, I learnt my lesson before. I'm going to tie this I'll not tie it. I'm going to wrap this around the new joint so it doesn't spray everywhere in case it's not watertight. Let's give this a go. What does that mean? It leaked and then it stopped leaking. I do not trust these joints. Does that mean every time the pump's going to go on it's going to leak? It's so much easier in the house. Why is it so hard in a motorhome?
He forgot his coat. Now come on, even Sammy remembered his coat.
It's like a weird walk of shame.
Yeah. Why did we do this? This is such a mad journey. So many miles in such a short space of time. And we're doing them so slowly. Right, we're stopping at some services on our way to Stafford. On this first leg of this crazy journey we're doing. And Daz has just had a bit of a scare, haven't you, dear?
But Sammy boy needs a walk, and we've got some complaints from our passengers about food, so we thought we'd pull over at the service station, but all the traffic lights were out, and a van looked like it wasn't going to stop. I was on the roundabout, so I thought I'd right away. Who knows?
Bit scary though, huh?
Yeah.
But Sammy, I think, is absolutely desperate or gunning for something, and he'll also want his dinner because it's about an hour late, so I'm going to get cooking the boys some food, and Daddy. And I'm sorry, Daddy, you might be in charge of walking.
Okay, right.
Right, do we have the gas on?
Yes, we do.
Excellent. Well, that's a bit dangerous, isn't it? It's supposed to have that off, apparently.
So, I mean, it's off. I'll go and switch it on.
Oh, this is another cool Sheen purchase, or Shine, or however you want to say it. They are small compartments. They're quite good for kiddie shoes, not so great for big shoes. For bigger shoes, we've got another little hanging space here. We seem to be able to fit one shoe in each, or you can fit a pair of flip-flops. And they're really well priced, as is most things on that site. And most things on that site are also small. A super cool little purchase on the new tap. In the last video, I saw Daz doing something with the sink, and I saw the inside of our sink plug and was semi-horrified by the amount of disgusting black mould there was. I have since gone around the whole motorhome roof with mould magic. It's one of those things that you purchase when you're bleary-eyed at 6 AM having got up for the dog. So now the motorhome roof is also pristine, and the plug inside is pristine too.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Eyes on the road, missus. Yes, don't worry, I'm not driving. Bee is. We're escaping to just above Birmingham. We're heading to another theme park to make the most of our passes just before they run out. We're on our way to Alton Towers. So after a day at Alton Towers, then we're heading over to Wales to see some friends.
Also, there's rumours that you can see the Northern Lights this evening all over the country. So Daz has found a different park up.
Yes, thank you for the prompt. Yes, so what an odd day it's been. This morning it was blue skies and sun, then at lunchtime there was hail, then sun, then rain, and then tonight, apparently, all over the UK, the skies will clear and you'll be able to see the Northern Lights. So we've picked an alternative park up to the last one that we did at Alton, try and put ourselves a bit more into the countryside where it might be darker and we'll get a better view of the sky. So it's almost 20 to 11. We're now 1 minute away from our potential park up for the night, depending on space.
Your destination is on the left.
Right, watch out for potholes and things. It's kind of level. There's no one here. How's that?
It was
How's
okay.
that last 100 miles?
Yeah, the caffeine wore off a little bit, and then my tidus has kicked in, but it's okay. We made it. I kind of want to stay awake though to see if I can see any purple Northern Lights coming through. Seems really surreal saying that in Stafford. Really surreal. It's going to be a long night.
Yeah.
Where are they?
Where what?
Northern Lights.
Northern Lights. I don't know. We'll get out and have a quick look around and see what we can see.
There's Daz in the background setting up the bed. and it is 7 minutes past 11. We've found our nice park up. Sadly, no sign of any northern lights, but the children are all awake and we're probably more grouchy than we've ever been on a journey. I think we're acutely aware of the fact that we are driving a long way to do a trip that is very brief. Just feels a little bit futile today. Perhaps it's just because it's late, so we're feeling that way, but hopefully a better mood tomorrow. It's just past 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm feeling bright and breezy, even though I went to bed close to midnight. I think I had a really good night's sleep. I could definitely hear the motorway at about 5, but managed to get back to sleep and have a dream before getting up properly at 6:30. So I'm good to go today. I know it's a theme park day, and I know it's a bit chilly, but the diesel heater worked this morning. Sammy was desperate to get out, I think possibly because the sun was streaming in through the front windows and we hadn't put up the covers on the front, on the windscreen. Stampy's got a nice little patch there, 20 minutes from Alton Towers. We probably could have persevered with the northern light spotting last night, but both of us were in a tetchy mood. It was very late, the children were being very excitable. It's a birthday week this week. It's a theme park day. They had a heavy work day today. So lots of excitement even at 11:30 at night. So we didn't feel like setting up cameras outside. But I've just logged onto Facebook this morning and seen that over the skies of Portsmouth, the city that's nearest to our home, they got some beautiful shots of the northern lights over Portsdown Hill. Oh well, good old dandelions. These guys get a hard time, don't they? We did a dissection of a dandelion yesterday and learnt about all the good things inside them. Probably not overly good idea to eat them if they're on council property though. Probably sprayed with all sorts of things, including dog wee. However, lots and lots of vitamins and calcium. There you go, Sammy. Greyhound Farm. Fancy that. Apparently in there's a whole bunch of greyhounds being created. I'm being silly, aren't I? But can you sense them? Maybe not. Looks like we've got a dead rabbit on the road and Sammy is interested. But that is not for you, is it? Last time we went on a walk, you happened upon a dead rat. I don't think you knew what to do with it. You popped it in your mouth and the people we were walking with, some other friendly greyhound dog owners, went, drop Sammy. They were far better than I was, much more experienced, and he did. So thankfully he's not too interested in that sort of thing. Squirrels on the move, that's a different question. Oh look, perhaps if we carry on walking we can get all the way to Alton Towers. Looks like we're walking into a really pretty little village. Gotta love these morning walks. And I like bringing you guys along too. This is definitely a new rural experience for Sammy because he's spotting rabbits dashing off in hedgerows and looking very interested. I imagine they have the same allure as squirrels, fast-moving small brown furry things that he would have been trained to chase after. We shall have to keep our wits about us. Sammy, I don't know how we're going to manage this, buddy. Proper little Ford. What do you reckon? Time to turn back? Thank goodness. Is that the way we came? Well, thank goodness for a Ford in the road, because that walk was not going to be circular anytime soon. Someone recently asked about Sammy's history and I thought I'd share with you some of the details that we know, not that we know everything. So we rescued him from Portsmouth Greyhound Trust, who are an excellent charity who rehome greyhounds once their racing career is over. And Sammy just turned 4 years old when we picked him up, and he had been bred and trained in Brighton and Hove and was very, very well looked after by the family that raced him. And we've seen sort of videos of him online where the trainer's daughters were brushing his teeth, and apparently Sammy, or Riverside Sammy as he was then, was their favourite. And he was matched with us specifically because of his nature. They knew that we had a lot of children and a young child in the house, and so Sammy was particularly calm, docile, non-reactive and quite perfect to be around children. And we're really grateful for the Greyhound Trust for matching him with us, because he really is very, very sweet-natured and calm. Well, having fostered quite a few dogs in the summer months before we got Sammy and dealing with quite a lot of reactive behaviour from then, it was created a lot of anxiety on walks actually. And then to walk Sammy, it was just an absolute dream. Of course he was trained to race, and I've got my own personal feelings on that. I don't need to project those upon you guys in the channel, but that is greyhound racing. And There are thousands of them in the UK and lots of them needing new homes, and they're the perfect pet because they don't need much walking. Sammy enjoys walking, but they're also couch potatoes and they lay around for quite a lot of the day. The only thing I would say about greyhounds is that they have quite a lot of separation anxiety, but we don't leave him for any more than about 3 hours now. 3.5 hours, the longest we've left him, and that was last week, and that was quite good. Morning! Are you excited? We saw so many rabbits. Oh my word, that was Rabbit Central. And there's last night's park up. Not bad.
Well, as part of our responsible dog ownership, since there's no bins around here, Bee's decided to hang this waste like a decoration on Stampy, shaving off another little bit of our street cred.
Here we are parking next to a fellow motorhomer, and what is great about where we're parking is that it is extremely close to the park. Now if you pay £7 to park in Alton Towers, you have to park about 15 to 20 minutes walk away. I know I'm not a lazy person, I'm always happy to walk, but what's great is that they put motorhomes right at the front, right next to the disabled parking. So what would be 15 to 20 minutes is now about 5 minutes. What a bonus, and we still pay the £7. Good morning, dear. I know I've seen you already this morning, but we had a dog walk and you've done a little bit of work, but you're going to stay here for a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, there's no need to rush because this is the second time I've been here on our pass. I've got work to do and look after Sambo. Post lunchtime, I'm going to go and pick a couple of rides to do.
So apparently this beautiful reservoir appears on Park for night.
Well, if the reviews are to be trusted, apparently at night you get a lot of boyos racing around here.
Oh, that's a real shame. Stuck behind a load of plop. That's a view and a half, isn't it?
Right, well, we're halfway to Wales, so we thought we'd stop. Funnily enough, we stopped just outside the town of Halfway House. What a coincidence, huh? Bee's just cooking up some food. That's being served up in about 5 minutes. And then just as the sun sets over some of these Welsh hills behind us, we'll be heading off, and hopefully in about an hour's time, we'll be parked up for the night at our friend's house in Wales. I can't wait because, as you all know, I absolutely love driving through Wales.
Driving to Wales now, about 50 minutes until we get there.